Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy, another Zah, back at you, y'all Savage. Today, I want to talk about gentrification. Before I even get into that, I just want to say the reason I didn't put a video out back to back is because I wanted people to absorb it. I know the video was long, and also wanted the haters to basically not get the whole idea of what I was saying, just bits and pieces that they tend to pick apart and, come with their tired ass shit. But for the ones that didn't understand it, that felt disrespected, that's your problem. I apologize for nothing. For the ones that did understand it, gracias and ponte en las pilas. But anyways, before I even get into that, I'm going to send shouts out to King Nico. He's Mexican and black. He got spit. Go ahead and check him out. He can rap in Spanish, English, whatever. He got this little twist. You might like exactly what he's spitting. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that link for you all to check out. Also, shouts out to King Squad TV. Go ahead and check them out. The G-Lu show, I missed it yesterday, but go ahead and check him out. That dude's doing good things on his podcast. But also, shouts out to Centenario Bike Stars in Chi-Town. Told you I would get you. Shouts out to Native American beat makers. Pala Reservation, Elijah Capo Ranks. Y'all Sabes got you. And to Cerrito Sarzana, LVM. And to Linwood Swindle Locals. Got you out the way. Hey, gracias. But yeah, I just want to talk about gentrification real quick because people talk as if it's some type of phenomenon. For the people that don't know about gentrification, I will if you want me to leave a definition in the thing. But for the most part, I think a lot of you already know what it means. I covered this in another video slightly. Basically, little by little, they're starting to push Hispanics, blacks, and those that they consider the more unfavorable out of the way. And it's not so much that it's racial. It just comes down to the fact that they want your property and they're going to do whatever they're going to do to get it. And it's just the way it is. I know a lot of people, they come on here and they say something like, well, it's the whites trying to push you out. But I would have to say that's not entirely true. For the most part, you do have a lot of whites that got money. They work, they save up their money, and they got investment on their mind. So if they can seize your property, not even seize it, but if you get moved out of there and that property is open, they're going to take it. Why? Because it's prime real estate. They might not exactly want to live there. And for the most part, the people that want to take the property is into investment. And if the ones that want to live there is probably closer to their commerce, is probably closer to where they work, so it's convenient for them. And also, if they decide to leave that property, if you study real estate, it's an investment as long as they're putting over 10% into their property a year, because it depreciates by 10%. I ain't gonna even get into that. Most people that know about real estate will know exactly what that's about. But yeah, gentrification. See, the thing is, what makes it so easy to get you out of your property is the fact that you got criminal elements all around you. You know what I mean? And the whole thing about that is like LA as a city, it's always been a boiling pot of mixed races and a lot of gang activities and a lot of crime. But now they see that a lot of people that once stayed away from the city are starting to flock to this. They're getting multiple nationalities. They said Los Angeles is probably the boiling pot, the biggest boiling pot in the world, because it has absolutely every nationality there, every race, whatever you want to call it, shape, creed, whatever, is there. You know what I mean? Every domination is there. So it's a boiling pot. And they want these people for money, whether you understand or not, for money counts. A lot of spots that you think Americans own are owned by Russians. They're owned by Chinese. They're owned by this. They're owned by a lot of different races. America pretty much different, besides like the American business that are really like American business, like you go to like Texas and shit like that. They're owned by foreigners. So the foreigners don't understand you, so they not really tripping. They don't care about moving you to another neighborhood. Why you think most of the people that used to live in Compton stay in North Hollywood now? Or they moved to Palmdale, to Lancaster, to fucking Cal City, and on. Some people, they, like I said, they promised some houses in Colorado, so they move them out there. How can you beat it? Big house, snow, you know what I mean? Open land. A lot of people are like tired of Cali anyway, so they push that issue. That's why certain areas they glorify the killings and they glorify the racial instability, and that's what gets motherfuckers to move. People get tired of their family being killed by spark ups. What I mean by spark ups is the shit on the media that it's like the shit with Vlad. Vlad knows what he's doing, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's somewhat paid by certain people in order to start this conflict. I seen a homie's channel, Think Outside the Box or Outside the Box. That's a good podcast. You should definitely check that dude out. I was supposed to do it some with him. I don't know what happened, but things happen. But Yeah, gentrification, you guys make it easy. We make it easy. You know, if you're out there gangbanging and you're doing all this shit, you make it easy for them to come and uproot you and put you in a different place because you don't own the property. See, for the most part, I say why they're doing this is because they want the property. Some, like I said, is closer to their work, so they need this. They need to be able to commute as fast as possible. Anything, coming away from Palmdale. You know, a lot of people go to Palmdale because it's cheap rent and they want to stay away from the fucking drama. But they still have to commute from Palmdale all the way or Cal City to go to LA to work. So if they can uproot you, get a good property out of it, something that might be financially sound in the future in case they do want to sell and move out to the country, which most people are actually trying to do right now. I'm just gonna break it down like this. If you want to stop gentrification, because it's a subtle monster, it's not one of those that's just right there in your face. It's subtle. If you notice, your neighborhoods are starting to change demographically. It may have shifted from Mexicans to blacks, from blacks to whoever else is moving in. You know what I'm saying? That's because they're able to do that. When you out doing crimes and destroying your cities, they actually are able to come in and buy up the property that you're no longer able to support because you didn't own it from the gate. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really be mad at them. All you can do, let me tell you how to stop gentrification. Start investing in your own communities. Who remembers back in the days when there was black boutiques, there was black spots where they had where they sold hair and they sold beauty products? It was all owned by blacks. Now the Asians own it, and people are mad at it. But that's what they came to this country in order to get ahead, in order to start a business, in order to support their family. The Indians do the same thing. Every race does the same thing. But when it comes, there's so much division amongst blacks and Mexicanos in Los Angeles that we really don't have time to invest in ourselves because we're too busy clashing at each other. And like I said in a prior video, it's not even about race. You have some elements amongst that might be about race, but for the most part, it's all gang related. And that's all it is. Mavar, don't like your gang, we go at it. You got Mexicanos that kill each other's more than a Mexicano would kill a black. You got more blacks killing blacks than a black would kill a Mexicano. See, that's how you know. If you pay attention to statistics on that one little line that has blacks and Mexicans killing each other, you're gonna notice that you as blacks kill more blacks than any other race, and Mexicanos as Mexicans kill more of their own than anything. You know what I mean? The only difference is there's more structure on one side than the other. There's certain limits there's certain things that we got to adhere to. We can't just be buck wild. So that's why we remain in check. If we were just wild and had no rules, then it would be just as bad. Probably it would be just as many murders as black killing blacks. But when that's why gentrification is as strong as it is, because you're so busy paying attention to the small things, you're not noticing the big picture. This shit has been going on for years. See, that's the thing. A businessman is patient unless you corporate rating. He's patient. He does his research. He looks for your weak points. He figures out a strategy, and then not deliver, but he executes his strategy, and that's what they're doing in Los Angeles right now. And it may have slowed down because there is a lot of blacks moving back to Los Angeles, and a lot of Hispanics that got money are moving back to Los Angeles. So it's making it harder to just boot you the fuck out. You know what I mean? But I'm just gonna say like this: the people that you keep pointing the finger at, you know what I mean, about being whites are trying to take everything. Glendale, mostly Armenians. North Hollywood, mostly Armenians. Flint Ridge, Montrose, Sunland, Tahunga, mostly Armenians. Go to another part, mostly Asians. Go to Cerritos and all that, mostly Asians. It's because what they do. The reason I'm saying this, you can actually not prevent it, but you can actually be a part of that pie if you only invest in your own. See, that's the problem. Blacks don't invest in blacks. Hispanics don't invest in Hispanics. Before, you could go to a neighborhood and all these stores are predominantly owned by nothing but Mexicanos. Go to this area and the blacks pretty much own their neighborhood, their blocks, like certain like I said, boutiques and shit of that nature. Shit that was actually bringing funds in, but due to financial instability, you had hate from outside groups, you had gang violence, and that's on both sides for Mexicanos and blacks. That's the reason why it's so easy for these people to come in and take your shit. But you can't be mad at that. You are letting it slip away. If you don't invest in your own people, like right now, it's like I had a conversation with somebody a few days ago, and I told them, you complain about all this shit, but you don't put no money in your own people's pocket. It's like, you got black designers, why ain't you buying their shit? They got some good shit out there, why ain't you buying it? It's because you got this fantasy in your head. You got an image that everybody sees. If I wear this shit by whatever and nobody knows it, nobody's gonna pay attention, probably think it's some swap meet shit. But if you wear Versace or Gucci, people are gonna look at you like, oh man, this motherfucker's the man, you know? And then especially if they can verify it's real. And most black people can look at a belt and know like, oh, that's real Gucci or that's fake. It's like an Armenian or you know, it's not to stereotype nobody, but motherfuckers could like an Asian to see a knockoff and know it's a knockoff. Oh no, them are fake Jordans. Any little the stitch wrong, anything. It's just people got that keen eye. People can use that in fashion, you know, and you ain't gotta be in fashion and be, you know, gay. You can be in fashion and be heterosexual and just be with the business, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. If you want to stop gentrification, you got to get in there and invest in your people. Whites, they invest in their people. You know, you might have some elements of that they don't support is because they consider them, some of them consider them trash, just like they consider some of us trash. You know what I mean? But it's like, you can't expect me to put money in your pocket if you're a vagabundo and I got a good business. If I've never been into criminal activities and, you know, I'm up here and why would I put money in your pocket when you're just going to turn around and do something bad with it? I might do that for somebody that's among your group that's actually elevated and trying to be something, because there is a lot of blacks and Hispanics that go to college. They got careers, they own businesses. But the thing is, they ain't participating in their old communities. You don't got to get down there and actually be in the mix with everybody, but contribute to your neighborhood. If you see a marqueta about to get bought out by Asians, but this neighborhood is predominantly Hispanic, help buy it back. Invest money in your people, and they will and they will turn around, give it right back to you, and that keeps that business afloat. If you want to keep your neighborhoods, that's how you got to do. Invest in your people. If you don't invest in your people, this shit is all gone. Half you going to be in Colorado. Some of you going to be way the fuck out of Palmdale into like Cal City and beyond, to where it's basically deserts. And that's why they're being able to justify this shit, because all the shit that's going on in the inner cities. Let Vlad, you know, when people come on here and they be like, oh, Vlad's not this. Vlad is pumping shit up. And now you got other outlets just as much as that pumping shit up. Yeah, them dudes are Republicans, the ones that were speaking on, you know, Mexicans killing blacks. But you got to understand that not all Republicans are that way, just like not all Dems. You got far right and you got far left. That's a different conversation, so I ain't going to get into that. Anybody that's up on politics, which you will find funny, because a lot of times people consider politics something that a man on the street would be worried about. But if you have ever been to prison, you'll know that homies, blacks and everybody are more political in prison than actually on the street. Some of your greatest strategists are in prison. Some of your greatest minds are in prison. They're just didn't have that outlet, or they were influenced by you know, something, and they chose to go another route. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to maintaining your neighborhoods, if you really want to get control of your neighborhood and you want to be part of whatever gentrification is coming, because it's coming no matter what. People are not going to stop gangbanging. Crime is never going to go out. And no matter what, people are still going to find a way to get over. It's like, you just have to be smart about it. You want to learn about gentrification, go to the dictionary, study up on it, learn ways. You never... And stop making excuses and saying that it's all whites that do this. Nah, it's every race trying to get a piece of that pie. Blacks trying to get a piece of that pie. It's if you got money and you see a prime piece of real estate in Los Angeles, you going to try to take it. A lot of other places don't got to really worry about this right now, but they'll be coming for you too. San Bernardino, to the homies in Ya Sabes, to the homies from on the other side, well, to you know, 805 and all that shit. They're already pushing in on their shit because they want it. You got beachfront properties, you got mansions and shit like that. You know what I mean? You got nice neighborhoods that, you know, so they want it back. Compton was white at one time. They had Asians. Watts had Asians, whites. They want it back. It's good real estate. If you can't take care of it and you ain't willing to, you know, give back to your own neighborhood and start creating business in your own neighborhood, they will. So, that's all I'm going to say. Gentrification can be stopped, but it can be halted, and you can become a part of that picture and keep your people still in that neighborhood if you only choose to participate in the right way. But if you don't give back to your people, black, white, Mexican, we all in the same boat. Only one that really run this shit is the 1%ers. Not all Jews. There's a lot of Jews that do own it. So the ones that be talking about rap, yeah, get that straight. If you want to stop it, invest in your business. And don't let certain elements fuck everything up. Just do what you got to do. No snitching, none of that shit. Just protect your communities. Be one with your communities. And chip in to this store, Buy local, The whites do it all the time. So you can't be mad at them, Asians, and everybody else that really care about their people. Do it that way. And you'll stop gentrification. On that note, I'm your boy, the Zod. And for the people, I gave a shout out to y'all Sabes, and I'm out. Oh yeah, Spencer, I got new hat. I got the hats coming, I think Wednesday or Thursday for the people that ordered, and I'll send it out Friday. You know what I mean? And on that note, like I said, I'm out.